Hello everybody, welcome back to JAMnBreadGames. I'm JAMnBread, and today for this video I want to talk about Destiny and The Division. I'm sure these games have been compared with each other a lot, and there are plenty of discussions about which game is better, which game is worse, but I thought that instead of talking about, gameplay and graphics and all those kinds of things, I would discuss something that doesn't normally get discussed, and that is the difference in their character creators. This seems kind of like a weird topic. Doesn't seem like it'd even really be that big of a deal. But to me, I think character creator is a very important feature in a game, and I think it's something that's really interesting and allows you to put your mark on the character. And I'll discuss all that later. But first, let's compare the two character creators. So let's start with Destiny's. When you start Destiny, you are greeted with 3 different classes to choose from. After choosing the class, you can customize race and gender, face, hair, and markings, I think is an option. Which, by the way, I don't mean when you literally like start the game. This is what happens when you create a character. This is what you see. There are also additional options with each race, but there are only a handful of customization options in each grouping of appearance options. The main variety that you get comes from colors. There are a decent amount of features, but nothing too impressive. I mean, it's a very sleek looking character creator, but there just doesn't seem to be that many options. Also, one thing that really bugs me is you cannot turn the character around in order to view the back of the character, which can be pretty annoying if you choose a hair design that looks completely different in the front. I mean, you could like come in the game and then turn your character around. There's like this huge ponytail or something weird like sticking out the back of the character's head that you didn't even know was there. But at the end of the day, I mean, it doesn't really matter since it is a first-person shooter and you can't really see your character's face that often. But I mean, you do see the face in cutscenes and on the hub world if you choose to hide the helmet. But I mean, I would at least like to make my character my own in its own special way. Now for The Division. The Division's character creator is a bit different since it does not take place in a similar universe. There are not any options for class, race, or any head attachments, but there are additional options for tattoos and such, which I will discuss in a second. But one thing that is different from Destiny is that the character creator starts off with a cutscene, which then transitions straight into you creating your character. This transition is really interesting and a bit different from other games, especially since you are seeing your character in the reflection of the car door window, which I think is a really cool idea. It's just really different. But in The Division, you still cannot move your head completely around, but at least now you can move it left to right and up and down. So it only took like 2 or 3 years to be able to have this option if you're stepping up from Destiny to The Division. But it's still hard to see objects such as ponytails unless you are looking for them specifically. Now, The Division has very little customization options. There are around 8 different heads for each gender, that is, 5 hairstyles, and 10 accessories. There are quite a few tattoos and some scars and war paint, but all the tattoos are mainly on the neck, and there are only 4 scars. There are 13 different types of war paint, however, but I don't particularly care for these options, and there's nothing really too impressive about these designs. Another thing about this creator that is annoying is how you cannot mix and match the accessories. Options 2 through 6, are piercings, while options 7 through 10 are glasses. But you can't have piercings and glasses at the same time. This is something, I think in EVE Online it does this, but it actually gives you the option to mix the 2 together. But not to you can't just mix any of them together, only certain ones, which is better, but still, it's like, I find this to be really dumb. I just think that just doesn't make any sense. So all in all, both character creators sorely lack in content. I don't think there's really one that's better from the other. I think The Division is a bit of a step up. It's more interesting, but it still has pretty much the same amount of content. There's really not that many options to choose from. Customization is not a major necessity in games like these, but if it's going to be in a game, at least make it another interesting aspect of the game. Games like Star Wars: The Old Republic, Skyrim, Dragon Age, Mass Effect, EVE Online, and other games do it very well. Even smaller games like 7 Days to Die have a more interesting and detailed character creator. But of course, these customization options do not have to be on the same scale as these games, but I would at least like to turn my character around in a full 360 degrees or be able to have earrings and glasses, wait for it, at the same time. I just think that these options are common sense and need to be added in games claiming to be AAA titles. So, let me know what you guys think about this topic. Like I've said, I know it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, but for me personally, I really like to have a detailed character creator. I just think that whenever I spend a lot of time on my character and go into a game, I feel more attached to the character. I feel like I really want, he or she to do well, and I really want he or she to just, stay alive, and I feel more attached to that character because it's my character. It's not just some random character that I'm playing as and waiting to see what happens to it. It feels like it's my character, and I want the best for my character. And so I just think that it's an option that needs to be added in more games, especially these bigger games like this. And I just think it's something else that can add to the game. So again, let me know what you guys think, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on this video. If you didn't like this video, feel free to dislike it. You can do whatever you want, and also subscribe to my channel for more content. And I will see you all in the next video. Okay, bye guys.